him.
Make sure it's going out, everything okay.
Ned with his big boy pants on.
Shade.
You all ready?
Yo, let's go. Yo, let's go. Mm-mm-mm.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, Jim. Welcome to Toffee TV. Yeah, it is the afternoon live. Manager latest, transfer latest, House of Commons latest.
Both of which are nothing going on in anything.
Yeah. We are where we basically were yesterday, weren't we? Just rumours and speculation, and Bielsa still seems to be the number one guy. Who apparently wants assurances on Everton are going to buy fast players. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would do though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You
What
would
if
do.
what if we buy like players and then he goes, no, don't like them. See ya.
I'm going. I was reading about him this morning when he went to Leeds. They made them fly to Argentina to speak to him and all that. Give them all the plans of the training ground. And we're like, yeah, this needs to change and all that. Everton,
He gave them the plans though, didn't he?
He gave them after he
Yeah,
got there, and it's Disney, and they were like, what's this here? Everton would just be like, you want us to do what? We've got to spend what money? No, thank you. Bye-bye.
Everton would have an internal review to how we found the blueprints, but it would never be published.
It's saying glad you didn't say anything then, because your mics were all up before we went live. Ned with his big boy pants on, and
Ned with his big boy pants on, telling me what to do.
Yo, let's go, which is what I
Yo,
advertising. So we were just chatting genuinely,
Well,
because we knew you were waiting. We knew you were waiting for us, as they said. I didn't falter.
That happened once. I remember when the mics were up once and someone said something. And
Not us.
Not us, no, someone else. Ned the racist.
Yeah.
And it took a while to get rid of it off the channel. But
Class.
That's Ned, isn't it? St. Helens.
Class. Obviously, yesterday there was Sam Allardyce come flying into the like a wrecking ball, didn't he? Into the running.
Full Marley.
You know, he even popped up on our 1878 FM pod, didn't he? In the doorway. So we saw that.
He did, yeah.
He was there, obviously. Dyche is there. Sean Dyche is there. Hassan Huttle, who apparently had turnned it down, but for some reason people still thinking he's in the running. Ralph.
He'd be running around the Alps, won't he now?
I mean, two of them. You know, Bielsa was sacked. Hassan Huttle was sacked. Allardyce obviously was sacked. Mad. It's mad.
At least there's some kind of consistency.
There is, yeah. They know what they're looking for. Who else was in the running? Rooney in the running. Tedesco isn't in the running. It doesn't seem, which I don't know why.
Because Everton.
I know, but you would have. I mean, don't forget as well. We do have to take this list with a pinch of salt as well, though. By the way, because for all Kevin Thelwell, I'm sure, is working away in the background. And he'll have his idea, won't he? He'll have an idea who he wants, and he'll be looking at it that way. And they can sit there and smirk at all these names, that are getting thrown out there. If they, really anyone could say anyone's in the thing, the running, couldn't he? Ben says Dyche or Big Dunk. Who's to say Dunk isn't in the running? Out of no club, don't have to pay anything for him. But Gary Burns says, lads, do you think we could be the first club to die of embarrassment?
Wouldn't that have already happened though?
They took a few hits yesterday.
Yesterday was.
Yesterday was a crazy
It was
day.
peak Everton, wasn't it?
It was a crazy
It was
day.
peak Everton. And everyone let us know.
Yeah.
Crazy. It was. We were getting statements about selling and not selling simultaneously. Incredible.
The statement about not selling, though, was made the week before. The
Thursday.
statement about selling was a Thursday, so 5 days before the video came out, he said it wasn't up for
That was
sale.
a weird video, wasn't it? Like, it was a weird video. Like it was like they weren't in the same room, but they were in the same room. It was like they sent Ned to film it.
I'll tell you what it looked like, and I don't think this is what happened, but it looked like basically they just got Jazz to ask questions to nobody.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
And he just gave Farah the thing, and he went, "We'll sort that this afternoon. I'm busy at the moment." And he just answered Jazz's question to nobody.
That's what it looked like.
So I don't know whether it was a conversation or it was just Jazz being.
Well, Jazz was there. He was there.
Obviously met. They were obviously spent some time.
No, but it did feel like that. It was a very strange.
Even the sound on them, was different. So it was a bit weird.
Maybe they got. I don't know. I'll speak to Jazz, but maybe they got. Maybe they got Jazz to redo his questions, very much like you had to do.
With some.
Yeah,
you do it, don't you? The thing happens, doesn't it, sometimes? But I mean, people having a go with Jazz, but nothing to do with Jazz. Has took questions from the Fab, and he just asked the questions. And he's not a interviewer, is he? He's not someone who does it all the time. He's sat with Farhad Mashiri, who no one really speaks to. So it is gonna come across a little bit. Yeah. Not awkward, but a little bit. You could see he was a little.
But it was
bit,
more awkward because of the way they made
it. Was the way it. Yeah, if he was just sat opposite him,
it was more awkward because it didn't feel relaxed because that's the way it looked, the way they filmed it. It was a very strange choice of filming it like that, I thought. But
I mean, Farhad, what did you make of the thing? Because I thought he does come across as like he really wants Everton to do well, but. I still don't believe everything he says.
I appreciate that they did the interview. I appreciate that he sat down and it went out on an Everton YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I've got no issue with that. But I thought it was fluff. I thought it was just like literally the first answer was like, we've got 120 odd questions for you. I'll deal with that later. So he never actually answered anything important. He just kept on saying things that he probably thinks we want to hear, which is basically, you know, the old. It was basically equivalent of it was the owner going, "I'll run for a brick wall for you. I love this club." You know, he might as well have just kissed the badge. It was all. It was all just fluff and
enjoy the fluff. Enjoy the fluff.
And you know, it was all we're doing this, and you know, there's a couple of nice sound bites like it's never the fans' fault and all that kind of thing, but there was nothing in it really. And ultimately as well, the other side of the thing is, and this is something we've spoke about quite often when we do things or when we're planning to do things, is it was recorded Thursday. Loads has happened since then.
Yeah.
The world is a different place.
Loads had happened.
Yesterday.
An hour before the video went out.
And that's the problem. That's the problem Everton face. But they shouldn't face it because this is what a modern news organisations deal with every single day. It's something we deal with every day. It's like when we make videos, we've got to make sure that we're literally within the hour of it going out, that you get all your other stuff promoting the video out because the world changes so quick. You can't, and that's in that since he's done that interview, Everton have lost to West Ham. He did a silly, answered a silly question for Sky. So did Bill Kenwright. The manager's being sacked, and the centre forward that he was probably alluding to is not signing for Everton. So the world is completely different. Yeah. And I almost feel like last night they put that video out because they couldn't put a video out. I think, there would have been a video going off for Dan Juma last night.
Yeah, they had
a slot available. So they put that out. And that's the other problem. It's like, recorded Thursday, it should have gone out Friday. It should, because
there's no reason to wait.
It's so badly edited anyway, that it's not like they spent loads of time trying to make it all look fancy. I'd understand if it was like, it had made it look like Cribs. Imagine him open the door, hello Jim, welcome to my house. And he walks in, showing Jazz all his bedrooms. This is where I put my 8th manager, the 9th manager. That's Kia's bedroom there. If he'd done that, then I could appreciate it, but it was a badly edited video. Shut up, you. The mics were up when we started. Don't talk to me about sound when the mics are up when we started this live. You're in charge of the interns. Oh, no!
Hang on.
Mr. Big Boy Pants.
Hang on. No, you're not. You're not, are you? You're in charge of getting stuff ready, and then you can go and sit on a couch and put your headphones on.
Why are you not eating your dinner?
Listen to Cam.
With your sliders on. I'm going to bring in a shoe policy in this office, You got 2 bad feet. I've watched you play footy.
John's in a bit, and I don't know whether he's on a call meeting today, but I would put, you know, the way like when we were in school, you'd put the exercise book down your catch when you're going to get the cane. Yeah. I would literally think about putting some.
Can I just clarify? I wasn't in school when you had canes.
Weren't you? No.
No. Did you go down the pit before you started?
That was the last year of the cane. It got banned when when I was in first year seniors. It got banned. But yeah. Do you not have the ruler in junior school?
No, it never. Because I'm not that old.
I mean,
no, I know, but no, I'm not saying you're old.
This is the thing.
Is this the thing? Is this why we are the way we are?
This is why you're so aggressive. The aggression was caned out of me. The aggression was
God.
Full force, you're out of me.
There's kids watching going.
The cane?
Cane?
What's that?
Cane,
the wrestler.
He's watching going. Baz got caned in school.
Cane,
lad, so did I, lad.
Cane, lad. And the ruler.
Lad.
The ruler, you used to have to put your hand out like that. You couldn't even have one. You had to put one on top of the other, and that had to go over, right?
Yeah.
And they do 5 slaps there.
Oh my God.
Right, and then your tips. Go for the tips of your finger.
Did you have to, at dinner time, did you have to go over and say, please, more please?
With the gruel.
What's going on?
Literally, honestly, 5. I only ever had it once. The one time. The second time was when the book went down.
What did you get the cane for?
We were talking in class.
When we talked in class, to put your name up on the board. And if you caught you 3 times, he sent you to.
I think I obviously probably happened twice, and we got sent for the cane.
Well, this is the revelation we've all been waiting for.
We said, didn't we? We said what was happening today. This has just come out of me. Everton broke me yesterday. The cane stories have come out today. So back to Ned. Yeah. I'd be very careful because John Blaine was a man who was caned regularly, I think.
And continues to
still do it. When he gets naughty, Teresa gives him the cane.
It says so much. That video needs to really could be out Friday.
Yeah, no, it did. It's got to be. We say it's got to be out.
It's got to be
because it goes, doesn't it? Yeah. It's all right if it's far up and shady, what's your plan for the next 2 years? Then that's a different video. But something when it's fast paced now,
everything's moving too quickly.
It's got to be out.
Everything's moving too quickly. So yeah, I thought it was something. You know, people will turn around, probably mostly bots, will turn around and go, "Well, isn't that what you were asking for?" Well, yeah, it is. Don't get me wrong, it is what I'm asking for. But to be honest, if I'm honest, I'm asking for a Q&A with a a proper interviewer. And that's no offense to Jazz. He's doing a great. Works tirelessly as a volunteer. You know, for Fab and did before for the Fans Forum, and he's a good lad, Jazz. We, spent a lot of time with him when we were in America in the summer, and he's a really good lad. And I'd like Farhad Moshiri to be challenged in a proper interview. I'd like him to sit down with someone like Alan Myers and be challenged on things. So because obviously that's not what that was about. That's not what happens when he goes on Talk Sport. They need to, if they give an answer, there needs to be. If he's asked a question, gives an answer, there needs to be follow-ups and everything, and that's not what that was. Of course, I appreciate that. We need to know exactly what's going on because you're getting that, and then you get Keir Jordan on this morning, and Keir Jordan's basically protecting his own ass by going, well, it's nothing to do with me, and getting all the names wrong. He basically, it was like. He was talking about the board from Merseyside Blue, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Do you know what I mean? It was
full Pro Evo.
It was Pro Evo names rather than
gone full e-football. E-footballed up.
Isn't that the worst thing about having a PS5? I want a good footy game, and it's just you're sitting here going, "I've got money, get me." Remember that game you were making last year? What happened to that?
3 goals.
Yeah, or something.
And there was just 2.
Crap, mate.
I'm
annoyed. I'm so annoyed.
FIFA's all right to a point, but then it becomes you just after a bit you go,
It's crap.
Why
can't they just get Pro Evo 6 on PlayStation 5? Why can't they just do that? Konami just do it for me. I just want to play Pro Evo 5, Pro Evo 2 to 6. Any of them will do me. Anyway,
we digress. So there you go. Yeah. Well, you've got to digress, haven't you? What's the point?
Well, if it's not, but you getting caned, then
there you go.
And Ned Sliders.
Gary Ward says howdy. Terry McAllister says, good evening, Jim. Lions, he says, afternoon, lads. Page on Fellow Blues. What was your take on Mashiri's interview?
You'll have to start including Jack in
and Jack
in your
as well.
Now. That Jack is a new member.
Jack's here as well.
Say
hello to Jack. Jack, say hello. There you go.
Have you got the mic up?
No.
Well, then no one can. Oh, my first rule.
Again.
Ed, what are you teaching these people?
Channel 5, Jack.
Channel 5 now, Jack. Say hello.
Say hello, Jack.
What's happening?
Now put it back down.
That was Jack.
There you go. You've just learned something, Jack.
There you go.
That's how you get into the show.
That is what it's
That's
about.
how you get on the show.
That is what it's all about. Yeah. Lions, he says, afternoon. You've just done that. Any more? No, sorry. What's your take on the interview and his weighing on a plane home Circle of Trust?
Can't have Circle of Trust while we're on YouTube.
No,
lads. Come on.
Can't.
Come on.
That's
Toffee TV.
We've been talking about it. Listen, Mashiri's in. It's difficult. It's difficult because we do want him. We do want him to say stuff. Of course, we do.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he said was fluff. Some of the stuff he said was stuff you want to hear. But it's all empty words without action, isn't it? You know, I'll make the board stronger. Well,
Yeah, do it.
do it then. Why have you waited?
I'm getting investment. Well, where is he?
Get it? Well, I'm going to give money to the manager. Where's the money then?
Where's the manager?
Where's the manager for a start? We've got a centre forward. We'll get a centre forward. Well, where is he? And as well as him, get me a winger and an attacking midfielder. And if you sell our other winger to Newcastle, then you're going to need another one. So you've got some going to get these players in the next 6 days, haven't you? And the manager. Yeah, it is a tough one because people will never be happy. I don't think anything he could have answered though would have really. See,
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but
it's
that's
difficult.
That's where that's where it's important to be challenged though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I'd love to have a conversation with him, innit? And when he come back with something, I go, yeah, but what about?
Yeah, what about?
And then see if you can deal with that.
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? And that's why. Listen, it's great. It's great that he's done that with Everton rather than that with Talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that, and I've got no problem with that. But you need pushback. You can't just have a conversation where someone's asked a question by someone who he's not. That's not Jazz's job.
No. But what I mean is this is not Jazz's sound. I said that.
No,
I tweeted this morning. Be having a go with Jazz. It's not Jazz's fault that you don't like the question. But what I mean is the way it was, Everton could have just read them questions, couldn't they?
But it was
and he would have just answered it.
But,
so,
like, you know when you need to interview Alistair McGowan.
He'd trip him up, mate. He'd tie him in knots, Alistair McGowan. Would tie him in knots.
See, Alistair was so good.
Can I just address? Sorry, for you.
He was so good
that
Frank sort of had to give him a present to make sure he went.
He was that good, yeah. Dave Thomas, Oliver Kay didn't put that statement out, by the way. He's even come out himself and said there's nothing. Work is currently ongoing.
Let me clarify the stadium for those people who absolutely every time something gets said they just poo their pants. Let's be honest, right? The stadium work is all paid for till the summer, right? Basically, it's all paid for till the summer. Till I think it's paid up to literally the point.
John said November, didn't he?
Well, it might be. Sorry, it's basically paid up to the outside of the stadium.
Finished, yeah.
Of finishing. All the outside exterior. The interior is the next part. And that will come under different money because it's a different thing. So all this is paid for. And they work every day. And you only have to go on the multiple drone videos that are out there to see people working every single day. I mean, last week, on that tweet, which is just nonsense. Anyway, it said that they basically didn't come back for work after Christmas. Well, how come last week they basically finished off the end, then the top bar on the end?
Yeah. It's all thinking.
What people have got to be very careful of is not like, listen, there's so much going on at the moment, and dickheads love to just throw extra stuff in there and make it look like it's a complete show. But don't fall into that.
It's a lot of it's rashing. Like I never respond to Liverpool fans ever, right? Because I just don't. But on the thing, on that black Oliver Kay thing, and then Oliver Kay put, that's nonsense. Like Anfield FM or something it was called, something like that. But Yeah, but the thing is, it's plausible that it. And I
Oh,
was like,
okay, yeah,
underneath,
yeah,
I went, mate, it actually isn't plausible in the slightest. They haven't been paid since the summer. They haven't been where. It's just all bullshit. Because they are. I don't know why, but some Liverpool fans are terrified still. I don't know why. Why? I don't understand it. I can't get my head around it.
Why would you be bothered?
I drove by Anfield last week going to the Southampton game. Looks brilliant what they're doing. The road stop, the stand looks brilliant. I don't stop and go, and shake a fist. I just go, fair play. Yeah. I don't understand. They're miles better than us. They win more than us. Fans? They're up, going for Champions League places, whatever. Why are you bothered what Everton are doing? Why?
Same as Newcastle fans.
Weird. Though, it's proper weird. It's like mad, weird behaviour that maybe you need to get it checked out. It's mad. Newcastle, not all Newcastle, loads of Newcastle fans are sound, but some are dead weird as well. They've got an obsession with Everton that I literally don't understand.
Yeah, it's dead weird.
I don't understand.
It's dead weird.
It's mad.
And they're another one. They're basically in a final now after like one decent half a season. And I'm not sitting there going, I'm looking at my club. I'm looking at my club just baining down. I'm not even asked for anybody else. I'm just watching my club bain.
Newcastle have been tremendous for a year, and no one can say anything about them. Don't give a crap where the money is there. Should they take over it being allowed? No, not in a million years. But it has been, so it's not. Listen, if they come in for Everton, you'd go, right, well, yeah, and off we go. So that's a different thing. Newcastle have been tremendous for a year, and their fans have gone through kind of what we're going through at the moment, which is frustration. Which is when you're looking and going, what's actually happening with our football club? And their fans still went, okay, they didn't always come to Goodison in the end because they were fuming, weren't they? They'd stopped travelling. But at home, they were always 50,000, whatever, weren't they, all the way through?
Looked like 50,000. Some of them had 2 seats.
Okay. There was big crowds still, no matter what was happening. And they've got taken over, and they've all got on board, and they got rid of and they've moved forward. Good luck to them. It looks like they're in a final now, barring an absolute disaster in the second leg. And they're flying high. Whether I still have my doubts whether they'll get top 4, but they'll get Europe, which is tremendous, which is unbelievable, considering they were bottom of the league just over a year ago. Fair play to them. But some of the fans, I don't know why they're obsessed with Everton. No. It's weird. But Liverpool fans, why would you be asked?
I know. It's bizarre.
Laugh all you want. I've got no problem if you laugh and go, use it, settle, use it, going, fair enough, that's up to you. But for me, if the roles were reversed, I wouldn't give a toss, especially after the 5-6 years they just had. I wouldn't give a toss what they were doing. I'd probably go, gonna get relegated, aren't they? You'd laugh, of course you would. But the mad, weird bitterness and making stories up and desperate for the ground not to happen, even though it's built, is massively weird. Massively weird. Just on, we haven't really spoke about Bielsa. Like we spoke about him yesterday. Done a little bit more reading on him. Jack, do you know how to put them stats on the screen? That one yet, mate? Yeah.
Belittling the stuff.
No, I'm just making sure.
Belittling the stuff.
492 games. They won 236, drew 102 and lost 154. Win percentage, what's that, Jack? 48.
Can I ask you a question?
Hang on.
Do you know how to put those?
Yeah, you just clicked it. You just clicked the thing.
I'm just checking.
Mate, I am what is referred to as the talent. Ned, you put them together, is that his whole career?
That's his whole career, yeah.
Okay. So he's got a 48% win rate, right, which is good. Obviously, though, the fear for a lot of people is, and I've seen there was a couple of Leeds fans in the comments. Skip, there's a Leeds fan, says, as a Leeds fan, I just don't see Bielsa going to Everton. His training regime along with his obsessive attention to detail within the club and squad, maybe way too much for Everton. And I've seen another one, I think it was a Leeds fan before, he was saying he likes to go in the summer, not in mid-season, to get everything done. He's never gone anywhere. So that alone is a worry, isn't it? That in terms of how could he? Danny Murphy said it's guaranteed relegation.
He's a tit, Danny Murphy. Danny Murphy said this morning that Anthony Gordon's our best player.
No, he did. I'm just saying what he said, just because this is the story. I'm just putting it up.
No, I know, but ultimately, the situation is that Bielsa probably would be a decent fit for Everton in terms of the way he does things and the way he commands respect and the way his professionalism and what he wants from a football club. But he probably just isn't the right fit
Club
right
would be
now.
terrified of him.
No, and that's right, and that's why it's great.
Club would be
That's
terrified.
actually why that would be a decent appointment. But the problem is that you're looking from the flip side, because I know a lot of people going, "Oh, is it?" We spoke about it. We did speak about this yesterday when we were saying, you know, when every manager will come to the end of his cycle at a football club, and things just start tailing off, and there needs to be something new. Leeds players were exhausted, but it's levels, isn't it? Liverpool players are exhausted. You can see it. They're exhausted. So their levels they're like 9 and 10th at the 9th, 10th, whatever it is at the moment, because they're exhausted. Players are injured, and that's because of 5-6 years of running through brick walls for the manager, right? So they're exhausted. So you can see that.
Yeah.
Leeds players did the same thing. After 3 years, they were all exhausted, and their drop off was because their quality wasn't as high as like someone like Liverpool. Their drop off was they were threatened relegation. He left. New guy comes in, changes things up a little bit, keeps them up, and then brings his own people in. That's what generally happens in football. And so that I don't look at what Bielsa did at Leeds and that last year and go, oh, look at him, he'll get us relegated because of that. Yeah. I look at it and go, would our players be able to cope? Well, probably not. But that doesn't, at the same time, that doesn't mean instant relegation. And it also doesn't mean that it's his fault. It just means that, again, recruitment has led to a situation where our players are so bad that they wouldn't be able to cope, or he wouldn't be able to get those levels across quick enough, and that's a big problem, isn't it? And then you ask yourself, well, what would come in, who would be? That's what I'm again. Like I said last week on sacking Frank Lampard, I'm pretty relaxed about the whole situation because, to me, this is going to take more to me than the 18 games we've got left.
So listen, then. Because I've seen a couple here like Gaz, good lad Gaz, says Big Sam for 6 months, he'll keep us up with a big bonus. Hate myself.
Can I ask you
hate myself, but this seems the best option.
Okay, right. Can we just break that down a little bit? Because Allardyce went to West Brom. That was his last job. He had 25 games.
Yeah, and got them relegated.
Yeah. He won 4 games, I think, or 5 games in that time. Yeah. They were awful.
Yeah, they are awful.
They were awful. And that was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
That was we beat them 1-0, didn't we, at West Brom?
Yeah.
They were awful.
Header by Ritchie.
Yeah. They had nothing. They were rubbish. That was his last job.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee Sam Allardyce would keep us in the league whatsoever.
The thing about it, right? First and foremost, the next 2 games are Arsenal and Liverpool, right? So we'd come in and put 15 men behind the ball in both games. We'd try to sneak men on. We'd probably lose both games. Because of the, I don't think this Everton side can, and I don't think that the team.
It lacks personality.
Maybe Liverpool at Anfield is a slightly different one, just because they're not firing properly at the moment. And if you have a game plan, you can frustrate them. If they get the first goal, you're in big trouble. Like we did it last year. They were flying last year, and we weren't. And we went there, and for 70 minutes, it was all right. However, Arsenal are absolutely flying right now. And I think if you sit on the edge of your box for 90 minutes, you're losing.
Okay,
right? So you're cutting games.
You got to think about. Hang on. What I would say is you got to think about what our problems are. Our number one problem at Everton, the reason why we are, is we can't score goals. It's not because we can't defend, because we've defended. We defended really, really well early on in the season. Everyone said it, didn't they? We'd conceded, less than everyone else at certain points in the season. We can't score goals. Would Sam Allardyce change that? Would Sam Allardyce's style of play good as goals? Don't forget, when Sam Allardyce came in as Everton manager, we had Wayne Rooney. We had Gylfi Sigurdsson around for a little bit. We got Theo Walcott. We got Cenk Tosun, who scored a few goals to keep us up. I know he was, but he did score a few goals to keep us up. Yeah. Like to Stoke and stuff. Huddersfield. Brighton. Theo scored goals and I think the Leicester game.
Got 2 against Leicester, didn't he?
We had players who could put the ball in the back of the net. We're just about to sell Anthony Gordon by the looks of it. So that's a player gone. We've been linked with other players. Been linked with Bamba Dieng today, who Frank Lampard basically the fella was in the door the same way the other fella just gone to Spurs was in the door, and he said, "No, I don't want him." After everything was done, and now we're going back for him.
Garassi was another one
Lampard didn't want. You know, maybe with Gordon going back, a couple of, or maybe 2 or 3 forwards will be accelerated because of the sale of Gordon. I think we all know that.
Down payments change.
I think we all know that's why he's going. It's pure FFP, isn't it, by selling a homegrown player?
Yeah.
We all know that. But that's we are conceding goals, but we're not scoring goals. That's our problem. And is Allardyce the type of player, type of manager who can turn that round? Can he turn us round? You got to think about what our problems are. And I'm not on board with the Allardyce show whatsoever. I'm really not. Just because I look at him and just think, you're done, you're finished. Keep going, present your podcast, and do that. He's no way certain to keep us up. No way.
Fan of Drach. No, John isn't the boss of Toffee TV. No. But we like to make him the boss of Ned.
We're the boss of Toffee TV.
We like to make him the boss of Ned.
Boss of Ned. We're the boss of Ned. 2 Everton games have been changed for TV in March.
Great.
I'm sure Ned's already put this on the socials.
Yes.
The trip to Nottingham Forest is now Sunday at 2 o'clock kickoff, and the game at Chelsea is now 18th of March. Will now be a 5:30 kickoff.
Marvellous. On a Saturday night. Nonsense.
You've already got them out on socials, haven't you, Ned?
I'm making a fixture list.
Oh,
Good lad. Got a super chat here. Read it right now from Otter. Says, thanks for everything you do, guys. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for the super chat. Become a Premier member and save yourself some money rather than a super chat. Yeah. But thanks, mate.
I feel oddly dizzy today. Must be happening.
Be dehydrated.
No, it's like I've got me equilibrium's not right. I woke up before and I was like, I was taking a step to my left and I went, oh.
Drink water.
Okay.
Seriously.
Ned, go and get me some water.
I went through a Royal Blue Says I went to a Catholic nun school in the 90s. They kept the cane on the sly.
But you did. Cheeky
there
devils.
You go. Where are we? SpongeBob says people messaging 40 million. Stupid money for Gordon. Needs to shut up. I know. Let's undersell and put off buyers. Leave off the stupid comments. Reckon he's worth 100 million to Newcastle. I don't know.
Leave off.
He's obviously not watched Anthony Gordon play.
100 million.
Where are we? Get Jas Ball on the left wing. Renzi wants Rooney or Carlos Corberan. Corberan was Bielsa's assistant, wasn't he?
He was, apparently. Yeah.
And is he I don't know if any Leeds fans are still here. Oh yeah, Mark is. Mark Owen says, hi lads, Leeds fan here, and you're dead right, Bielsa would need a pre-season. Yeah, all the stuff I've read, Mark, he like obviously trying to implement that way. Basically, everyone man marks, don't they? Essentially, that's what it's like. The 3-3-3-1. Everyone man marks. You've got to get those points across. It's there, I don't think you can do that like that. But who knows? Was it? I've seen a couple of people said to us when Corberan left, that's when Leeds started to drop off a little bit. Is that right, Mark, in your opinion, or is that just people saying whatever? Let us know. Let us know. You're a Leeds fan. Let us know. Stephen Lee's give us the latest betting. You would have thought Ned at the sort of this one.
Ned.
Marcello Bielsa 5-4 favourite. Sean Dyche second favourite at the moment. Ralph Hasenhüttl. Dyche is 9-4. Hasenhüttl is 7-1. Allardyce 10-1. Wayne Rooney 10-1. Duncan Ferguson 12-1. Marcelino 16-1. Nuno Espirito Santo 16-1. Thomas Frank 16-1. Yeah, I think you can cross off Nuno. I think he's just gone to Saudi Arabia not long ago on a huge contract, so he can be taken out the running. I don't see Marcelino being a real target, but I don't know. Thomas Frank I would love, but I don't. Why would you leave Brentford for Everton?
Not leaving it, Brentford.
Why would? And certainly, it's one thing in like a May or a June where you go, we've done this and we're setting things up for you going forward, and you've got a pre-season. Why would you leave Brentford now? We were really good for Everton. You just wouldn't, so you can take him out the mix. And then that kind of leaves you with Duncan would be a long shot. Why? He's out of work, so he'd be a cheap option for Everton as well, but he's never managed. But I'd say the one thing you would say about Duncan Ferguson is he'd get more out of these players at the moment because he just wouldn't have some of them. Do you know what I mean? And if he was making the decisions and the calls, they would run. Football players, Jesse Lingard said this on that diary of his CEO, and it's really good. Quite sad, actually. It is quite... Have you watched it?
No.
It is.
I haven't had time.
It's good, you know. It is quite sad, but it's dead revealing. Like, you know what's mad? It talks about United going... Like, standards are just terrible. With a club in the club in the past.
Loads of people said that.
It was like the training grounds, like rubbish.
Loads of people said that
the
about
thing,
United.
The gym and all that. Anyway,
Loads
talking about standards.
Yeah.
And when Ferguson was there and that, it was unbelievable.
Moved on.
Now it's...
I'm sure it will now, but...
Yeah. But he was saying, like, you know, Gary Neville said the same thing. Footballers love an excuse. You give them if you give them a little bit of an Alan Stubbs said it the other day. If you give them a reason to he's right because we don't like that, and he's right, so I'm not. If you do that with footballers, they all do it.
And it's also about who they've got around them. I look at Anthony Gordon, and I look at who's around him, and I look at who's been at Everton around them, with them, and who's been, you know, putting them straight and all this. And I look and I just think you've got no leader in that dressing room. Well, you're saying it happened before this season.
What about Seamus?
I think Seamus is, for me, I love Seamus to death. I just don't know whether maybe you need a couple of them. I think you need the fella.
It's a culture.
Yeah,
you need a culture that isn't.
If you're Seamus,
and I imagine Cody and Tarkovsky are on that, but I think you need 7.
That's what I mean. If you have a few,
all of us.
If you have a few, you go back to Moyes' teams, to the people he had, and all those people are on the manager's side, so they're implementing all that stuff in the dressing room, and therefore, if the culture is the 6, 7, 8 of us all doing it, and then this person comes in and he's not doing it, it's that easy to spot him. If it's the other way round, it's harder. If Anthony Gordon thinks the culture is to be, you know, do whatever he wants and it's fine.
But don't the football club have a responsibility for that? Do. So with all this star boy and all this,
of course they do.
All in my opinion, right, and it's only my opinion, I think we allowed him to get carried away with what he did.
We were looking for a star.
And we hauled a load of pressure on the lad's back.
But we did, because we do this quite a lot, and this is a major problem with the football club. Been saying this for a while. It's a culture within the football club to elevate the next person to be the hero, to get the name on the back of the shirt. It's been going on for a while. Heaps pressure on a young local lad, Starboy. What a load of nonsense. He's done nothing. He's done nothing. I've been saying this for 2.5 years.
He got 4 goals and 3 of them were deflections.
Yeah, he's done
one wasn't even his goal.
He's done nothing in the game. Yeah. And they've elevated.
He worked hard last year. He was important. He was important for us.
I know, but we can't. I know, Baz. But what you're doing there is giving him.
No, I'm not.
You're giving him an excuse.
I'm looking at. Right. I am looking at the actual facts of the situation,
nothing.
And I'm taking out my emotional feelings towards him. Right.
I've got no emotional feelings.
Which frustrates me because he doesn't do enough.
He's done.
Last season, in that framework and in that team, he was important to us. Right. He wasn't amazing. He didn't score loads. He got 4 goals, but like I said, there was 2 huge deflections. Richarlison was one of the other one. Do you know what I mean?
But he's done nothing, though.
And that was it.
He's played nearly 70 games, right? And he's got 3 assists and I think 7 goals, yeah. And 4 of them were deflected. He's done. But no, I know, but there's no but. Is that he's done? I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. What I'm not, and this is not me personal. He's done nothing in the game. No, he hasn't,
but there's enough there to warrant teams like Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, all want to buy him.
Stats, but they're not looking at him as a person. They're not looking at him and going, what does he bring? What's his personality? What does he want to do? What does he do for the team? How does he present himself? I look at a young lad who from day one, I can hear Carlo Ancelotti screaming at him to get back in games, to keep his positioning and stuff like that. When
no, I know.
He went on loan, didn't do anything.
He improved under Benitez.
No, he did.
Didn't he? And he did.
His positional sense started to improve. But this is a lad who's done absolutely nothing. And I've watched him this season just walk around the pitch. Just walk around the pitch. To me, watching him play football, right, his attitude stinks. Now, people who know him might tell me completely different, and there might be reasons for that. But in terms of football, he has done absolutely nothing. And to heap this stuff on him of being star boy and all this, smacks to me of Everton being desperate to push a kid for kids to put the name on the back of the shirt. And I think in a better culture that doesn't happen. To me, this is where we go back to Moyes' time and basically trying to calm everyone down about Rooney and not let him do interviews and not really wanting to go to England and setting expectations, the bar lower for him. And I know he butted against that, and that's fine because he was that kind of fella, that kind of player. But I've got zero issue with him leaving the football.
I think that, and it seems to come across this, and people we speak to have said the same kind of thing as that. And John says all the time as well, is that the culture at Everton is the kind of like
put players on pedestal.
Well, John will say pussyfoot around players, right? And I think it's right. I think I understand you can't.
Cheers, Ned.
I understand you can't be grabbing people up against walls anymore. The game has moved on, but there's nothing wrong with telling people home truths. If they get arsey about it, that's the way it is. Then they're not the right characters anyway, because a right character will accept the criticism and use it constructively. If you're picking on them all the time, it's a different thing.
I don't think picking.
But I don't think that happens.
I don't
anyway.
think picking on someone is the right thing to do. But I think we've just said it there. You create a culture and you have standards. And what you do is every day if you have 8-9 people who come in and those standards are adhered to, then everybody else says, well, that's the standard I need to be at to fit in here. And if I want to get in the team as well, I need to be at those standards. And that clearly has not been happening at Everton for a very long time. It starts at the top, it chips down, it comes from the manager as well, and that hasn't been happening. And you let players get away with things. You let them get away with things, and if you create a culture where a 21-year-old kid thinks he's made it and that's it because he puts an Everton shirt on, then that's not good enough for me. No. It's just not good enough.
Anthony Gordon's not at Finch Farm today either. He's not trained again today. That could be. Yesterday was a planned absence. He's not there today. Whether or not that's planned or not, we don't know. But that is the latest. Anthony Gordon has missed training today. I just seen something that was interesting and it's darted off. Chris Burns says what I've read about Bielsa is pretty much every player that has worked under him has said they've improved massively. Plus, if you have managers who follow that style afterwards, there's some plan. But I don't think a lot of managers do follow Bielsa's style afterwards, to be honest, Chris. Farad, this is an interesting one. Why do some fans still ask for a big dunk? Who else wants him? Up and at him. But no tactics won't work. How do you know he's got no tactics? Because his style is very much Sean Dyche, or Sam Allardyce, in some respects, which is what people would say, as in 4-4-2. Get the ball, be aggressive, get the ball forward. That to me is a strange comment when Allardyce and Dyche are the top two, or certainly in the running. Because basically all the great tactical managers we've had has worked, hasn't it? So, said this yesterday, it's just at the end of the day, people come out with names, but no one has got a clue what is right for Everton. Connor says, I remember the Piv talking about Adi Hutter, what feels like 4 managers ago. He's available in a similar vein to Pep Bordalas. Just feels like names we should be attached to. Let's hope that that Kevin Thelwell's looking at that. You know, let's see. You don't know. People talking about goals. Well, yeah, we don't score goals in the current system. I don't know how much more you can say it in any different way. Teams score goals who haven't got very good players. And they score goals, and promoted teams have no problem scoring goals. They haven't got good players. Because, basically, they get a lot of people in the box.
They're aggressive.
That's how you score goals.
They're aggressive.
There's this thing that, everyone's got... I go on about goals, buying goals into your team, and I'm talking about chances, being able to take them. But I don't subscribe to the thing that no one can score a goal. So that's it. Everton have got no goals in them, so that's the end of it. The way we play isn't or hasn't been conducive to scoring goals. Bielsa, I'll just use him, might come in, get Everton attacking like lunatics, if he could. And all of a sudden, players would have chance in the middle of the goal, and they can kick a ball from here to there. The ball goes in the net.
It's about creating chances.
Exactly,
You're right,
that's
you're
what
right.
we don't create anything. And the likes of John Jones and the likes of the Blues are right in that formation and that situation. We ain't got good enough players to go, you know what, I'm just going to be able to do this.
Well, look at Saturday, right? Look at Saturday, second half. We bring different wing backs on. We're more aggressive. We play higher up the pitch. They're 2-0 up. They're always going to sit back and try and play in the counter attack. We did put loads of crosses into the box, but no one from midfield breaks in. So you got Dom on his own, which means if they've got everyone back, it's a lot easier to mark. So you can put as many crosses in as you want. It's not going to make a difference. Yeah. And what does the manager do? He sits on his hands and doesn't bring any more attackers on.
He should have had Ellis Sims on. He should have had Isaac Price on and gone to them two. You get in the box with Dom. You break from midfield into the box.
Down, what difference
and we
does
just
make?
put crosses in. And we'll attack it.
You
get a goal all of a sudden there like that.
You see it all the time. You see it all the time, don't you? You get one. And suddenly they're like, oh, we were just going to sit in. We've got to change our style of play. And you get the momentum. It happens all the time. It's happened against us loads of times. You know, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. You're going for it. And because you've got one, you think, right, well, let's get another one then. We're not aggressive. And it's what the most obvious thing is about aggression is, go back to the way the Wolves game. Last minute of a game and your centre-backs are playing it between them. Yeah. And some fans have accepted that that's okay, and it's not okay. It's just not okay.
No.
At 1-1,
that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
that Tarkowski played a brilliant. It was a great ball, to be fair. And if Patterson's header goes round the corner like it should do, he makes the mistake, Patterson, because he heads it square. If he heads it round the corner, Gordon's got the chance to put the ball into the 6-yard box. We might get the winner. His header's not very good.
No, it's a terrible
Gordon, it's behind Anthony Gordon. He can't really do much. The Corey should foul the lad.
Yeah, he should.
And then there's issues as they break, and we don't get men that right. And that, but to come out then and moan at the crowd, it was a game we had to win, and that's the thing. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, isn't it? You look and go. I'm not going to go back over it, mate. Honestly, it's becoming. It's almost like you don't understand what I'm saying, which is fine. I am more than comfortable with what I know about football. And you will, I'm sure you are with what you think. When you look at it, and the reason why I say that, I know Everton need to buy goals. I've been saying it to you I know that we need to get lads who are used to putting the ball in the back of the net. But it is weird that people have this view that you can't score a goal unless you've got all these goal scorers. It's how you play. It's why teams get promoted. They haven't got loads of goals. Like, they're not great goal scorers, but they still score goals because they get lads in the box.
Well, even that Leeds team, though, when they came up, you looked at the team and it was a team that looked like didn't have any stars in it, but the team was aggressive. Yeah, it was aggressive, and then they went to Anfield early on and get beat 4-3.
Day one. Got beat
4-3. People were like, oof, these look like they
had to go, yeah. Got beat 6-3 at United or 6-2 at United.
And of course you sit there going, don't want to be going everywhere getting beaten 6-3 or conceding that, but I'm not being funny. I know it sounds stupid, but give me a team that scores 3 goals over a team that just sits there and is happy losing 2-0 at West Ham.
I think
give me a team that has a goal.
We need players. This team, I've said it, there isn't enough goals in this team. And what I mean by that is to get goals from kind of nowhere. So we have to create something a bit different, but we've got to get men in the box. Why do we often just have one player in the box? We're never going to score a goal like that, so it's no wonder no one gets goals, because we're just nowhere near the box.
No aggression to get goals.
If you have someone like, I'm not saying it's Bielsa because I haven't got a frigging clue, but if it was him, we would know that when they break, there would be 5 or 6, 7 lads, because that's what Leeds were like.
This is what I've been like bemoaning all season with the likes of someone like Michalenko. It's like, you've got to go. You're a fullback. Yeah. You've got to be on the edge of the box. You've got to be providing the extra man so that the two wide men who've been playing in a 3 then can then go in the box, and then they're inside the box, and then suddenly you've got your 3 forwards, you've got one of your midfielders on the edge of the box pushing in. That's supposed to be a Wobie. He very rarely does that. And then that's where you got you camp then. And if the ball comes out, the fullbacks recycle it and put it back in. Or the fella sitting on the edge. That's what Man City have been doing brilliantly for the last few years. It's like, they're number 6. He was like, you used to watch Fernandinho. It was like, when they played against it, they were like a vice. They played up, and Fernandinho was the last man.
Yeah.
And you always knew that's where the attack sort of stopped. But Fernandinho being the edge of your box, you're like, our number 6 is standing 2 yards in front of the centre-backs. And that's the difference. They're camped in
They're on top of you.
as soon as that ball gets, they get hold of it again and they put it back. And that's the way, like, the best teams play. Get Liverpool,
Squeeze
the
them,
aggression, get it, win it back straight away. We've got men pushed forward. That's the whole principle of gegenpressing is, counter-attack to counter-attack. It's like, and we're just sitting there and there's no aggression in our team. And of course, that's why and that's one of the main reasons we don't score goals. It's because we're not, look at the Southampton game. We're 1-0 up. Why aren't we going, right, let's go for this. Let's be aggressive. No, we're 1-0 up, so let's hold what we've got. And you're going to concede. And we did it against Wolves. It's just like,
no, it is.
That's where it has to change.
If you play that cautious and yet you're not solid, you're just waiting to be beaten. It becomes hope rather than any kind of plan. You're hoping you don't concede and you nick a goal. You can't play football like that. You can't play football like that. AC says, hey lads, on the super chat, hey lads, anything in the stories about Onana turning up for training? Not turning up for training.
A wedding, wasn't he?
He's away, isn't he? Yeah, it was a wedding, I think. That was a planned absence. Not heard whether he's there today, but I'm sure he had a couple of days off to go to this wedding, so maybe that's that. So we'll see what happens with that one. I don't think there's any chance of him leaving Everton this window. Anthony Gordon on the other hand. Phil says, bang on, Baz, you can score goals and tactics. Under Frank, nobody could see any kind of tactical plan going forward. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it is, we're not saying, or certainly I'm not saying, we don't need reinforcements. I've been saying it since August. We do. We absolutely do. But if you change the way you play and do something different, you've got a better chance of scoring goals. If you carry on what we're doing, we won't have enough goals. Of course we won't, because we haven't got them now. If we're just hoping, you've got to create a different style, haven't you? You've got to create. Just pull it, Chris. It's fine. You've got to be able to get men in the box. You've got to be able to get wide and get crosses in. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to go after the win. Why do you see in teams that go after wins, get them? Because they're not scared. We've almost played scared all season, and we haven't got the quality to do one or the other. Certainly we haven't had the quality to put the ball in the net, and we've been done. So, Farad says, Baz, I really respect your views, mate, but it's obvious to me Dunk has no tactics. The Villa game showed me all. I'll reiterate, why aren't anyone else trying to get... Yeah, I'm not... Listen, each to their own. I'm just saying that. I mean, I wouldn't... That Villa game, we did... That was after Benitez had been sacked, wasn't it? We did have... What was it? 20-odd temp... Or we had double what Villa had, didn't we? And we missed sitters and we got done by one set play. It wasn't, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a great performance, but it was a better performance than what we'd seen, and he'd only had the team a few days, hadn't he? I don't know. I'm not saying, I was just saying he's free, isn't he? And that's why people are probably going to get Duncan in, he's been there before, whatever. But Everton are looking at managers, aren't they? So everyone will be discussed, won't they? I haven't got a clue what they should do, mate, for the simple reason that it is what it because they have attackers. All right, mate, let's just leave. You're right. I won't say another word. You are correct. Everyone else has got amazing attackers. Everton are terrible. We won't score another goal and we're relegated. End of discussion. Mick says the chalk duster flying was my fear. That back in school? No. As in our DT, the fella threw a chisel by us once. Like at the wall. Obviously wasn't hitting us, but threw it by us. But you're thinking, if that had gone wrong, oh, but hell, that would have been a bloodbath, literally, wouldn't it? The what?
Yeah, you're strange. Ned,
yours isn't.
Yeah, I just don't believe you went to school, so that's not true.
Yours isn't. Yeah, yours isn't as good a story. I don't think. Ned.
Yeah,
just someone taking the dinner and eating. There's a super chat here, and I don't know where it's gone.
Super chat.
Super
you
chat.
There's like a super chat tab, don't you?
Yeah,
you're not on the thing.
not on there, but I can go there and look at
My
it.
mum just messaged me something.
Go ahead.
She said someone had died. I won't say who it is.
Oh.
And then I went, and then I had a look to see if it was like I could see anything on like news or anything. And I went, and I couldn't see anything. I went, where did you see that? And she went, Facebook. I said, well, it must be too then, mustn't it?
Facebook.
Fuck's sake, mother.
And else she's throwing it out there, isn't she? She's throwing it out there.
Fucking Facebook.
You know, dropping death bombs. Maya says, afternoon guys, Kia, just another rat coming out the blocks to deflect and defend himself. Let's be honest, there's going to be a lot more. Can anyone confirm if it's just the 3 players he had involvement with? He's had loads, hasn't he?
He's had loads. He's full of bollocks.
He's had loads. Dan says at least with Bielsa, the footy would be good for the first time in years. A manager that develops players when the situation looks dire. It makes more sense to be bold. Okay. Tom says, not sure why you don't get the names of some coaches from the Piv and talk about them. Talk about them every day, but there's no point, is there? A lot of the names we've mentioned, Tom, is the names that me and Andy discuss anyway. So, Gareth says, I'd have Bielsa in May when he's had time, but not right now. Simon says, does Wayne have a red Ferrari? Saw someone like him there, Manchester Airport. He's in Washington, mate.
No, he's not got a red Ferrari.
He's got a red Ferrari. He's in Washington. Jake says, under Moyes, we put in 30 crosses every game. And we used to win like between 11 and 14 home games, didn't we? Chris Bairn says, Corberan is the one for me. Okay. He's obviously doing well at West Brom. Oh, Corberan's the under-21 manager at Leeds, not Bielsa's assistant. Thank you, Andy. Julian says, you think if Bielsa is appointed, it's a prelude to one of his disciples, like Corberan, taking over in the future. I have no idea, Julian. No idea. Jamie says, hasn't Gordon always had problems with stamina? Something identified at youth level wouldn't cope with Bielsa ball. Quite possibly, yeah.
So my mum messaged me and said that Michael J. Fox was dead, but apparently it's his mother. Thanks, Mum.
Bit of a difference.
I know, bit of a difference. Thanks,
slight difference. Jack, it was recorded.
Facebook for you.
When was it? Thursday, the Mashiri interview? Thursday, I think. Lions, he said. Oh no, it's a different one. Says, hiya Jack, hope you're prepared for the pain. But our lads will keep you medicated as they do for us. And Jez says, by the way, I don't believe you're allowed to leave half-finished buildings in the UK. That's why we don't have the site you have in Spain or Portugal because of abandoned sites.
I mean, there are loads of abandoned sites around Liverpool. To be fair, there's a lot of footings just knocking about.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit more.
Gio Anderson.
It's a little bit more than footings, isn't it? The stadium. Yeah. It's basically a stadium. It's basically a stadium, isn't it? Make sure you're hitting that like button. We're going to go soon. Rabsy says, get bonking for manager. Bonk could change it.
It's a bold move.
It's a bold move. But he could.
You have to have your coaching badges though, don't you? So...
Yeah. Do you definitely know that Bonk hasn't got his coaching badges? Because I don't. The Blues, I actually don't. I don't. I love shaming people for disagreeing. No, I don't, mate. Honestly, I really don't. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you put the same comment 100 times every single day, and I discuss it with you 4 or 5 times in a thing, and you just keep going back to it. So in the end, when you're reading a million comments and you keep seeing the same comment every day, then I raise my voice and you know I'm speaking to you. I said to you a million times,
how he speaks to Ned,
you are entitled to your opinion the same as I am with mine. I don't believe that you can't get a team scoring goals because it hasn't got loads of goal scorers in it. Or sorry, it can't score more than it currently is. Those players can kick a football from here to the door, which is about, 12 foot away, something like that, 10 foot away. If you can kick it that far, they can score a goal by being in the penalty area. I agree with you. We need better players who've got those abilities to go 1v1 or to run in behind and be calm enough to put the ball in the net. Of course I do. You watch us every day, you will have heard us saying every day we need strikers, we need wingers, we need attacking midfield players. No one's denying that. at all. Nobody's denying that at all. You are right, we do. But that isn't to say we can't get better with what we're doing. That's what I'm trying to say. But every time I say that, you come back and go, but there's no goals. But there's no goals.
Just give up.
So do I just stop speaking to you?
Let's just make a volleyball team.
I know, but you know what I mean? You can get any team scoring goals. There's loads of teams who don't have goal scorers and still score goals. There's lads who come up from the Championship and get like 8 goals. They've never scored a goal in their life. They get 7 or 8 goals. This team needs reinforcements. No one would say any different. But if Everton played differently, gambled a bit more, they would get goals for the simple reason that they would have bodies in. Everton's team, you know, contrary to what you will say and other people say, isn't terrible. If you listen to any kind of professional within the game, they turn around and say, the squad isn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but it should be doing better than what it is now. Lads who've played the game, pundits, data analysts, should be better. That should be better might be the 15th rather than bottom, and might only be good enough to be 15th. Do you know what I mean? But it should be doing better.
Dan Hume has been confirmed by Spurs.
Okay, well, you need that. So therefore, that's what I'm trying to say. Then the lady says Timmy Mallett's been spotted in the Oak. As our manager.
Is he having a game with Mallet?
Possibly. John Jones, we do it because you get men in the box, like we said. We do something different. We in the end, Everton have been doing the exact same thing near enough every week, haven't we? Near enough every week. Without and expecting, I guess, something to change. That is madness, isn't it? We all know that. So you have to do things that are different to try to come to with a better solution. That's what the manager's job is there to do. It's why when I interviewed Frank Lampard, I was saying, can we shoot more? Can we put more crosses in? Because by doing that, you're almost playing a percentage game, aren't you? If I have 10 shots at the goal, 1 might go in. Having 3 and 4 and 5 attempts at goal, how are you ever going to score a goal? You know, Everton should be having 20 shots at goal. Anyway.
Before we go, there's only one more thing to say.
Almiron. That's my name, but no.
Ambush. That's my name. That's it.
That is the greatest.
If you haven't watched
or
listened to yesterday's 1878 FM podcast, you need to. If you just want to be cheered up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's my name. Yeah, it's it.
Danny Hayes says Richarlison hasn't scored a league goal at Spurs, but we know he can score goals. Yeah. Alex says just look at Ferguson at Brighton now, scoring for fun. Yeah, there's loads. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Right. We are doing the phone in at 5 o'clock. So if you want to get your call in, make sure you are on Toffee TV Premier. The link will be on there to give us a call. Should be a busy one tonight with everything going on. I'd suspect so anyway.
Take your pick with what you want to talk about.
Take your pick. Right. See you later. Bye.